Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Good morning.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Wake your ass up. Yes. Especially today. We are officially on the Man Cave Morning Show. We here. And you already know we're going to talk about some things today. But before we go into that, before we get down with the nitty gritty, we're going to introduce. Oh, you know, I'm supposed to not be here every day. Yes. So we're going to introduce the awesome squad first and foremost. To my far right, we got the dude that gets a little rude. We call him Deacon Woo. Woo, what's good? I'm rude today. I'm in the mood today. Let's get it. To my far left, in the red, my man with the grand. Oh, DJ Smooth.
Today ran Gray's Comics original. Salute out. Wow. Jesus.
It's morning.
English, yes, it's morning.
All right. Sitting right next to me.
Let's try this again.
The bedazzler.
The flamethrower.
What your hat say? Boss. Her hat says boss. All right. The flamethrower.
The flamethrower.
The amazing, the beautiful, the wonderful, my buddy, Jackie D.
Good morning. Yes. How's everybody doing out there?
Yes.
It's going to be a show, so buckle up.
That's the only smile I'm accept from you today, baby.
Yes.
I'm mad now.
And I am humbly storming on this general. I'm here for y'all. I'm just here for y'all today. I love y'all. Salute to everybody. We're going to talk about some real things today. All right, on the Man Cave Morning Show. But first, I'll be remiss if I didn't give some love to everybody watching us live right now on YouTube. Yes. Watching us live right now on Twitter. Watching us live right now on Periscope.
Calling us live on the show.
Watching us live right now on Ustream. Watching us live right now on the mother site, WBKS1.com. And also listening to us on that TuneIn app. Make sure if you don't have the TuneIn app, download it. It's free. You can listen to all the great stations on the TuneIn app. And guess who's one of the great stations? BKS1 Radio.
Already know.
And shout out to everybody that's on the FB, the Facebook. Salute to all family and friends. We love y'all. Now,
Yes, we do.
now, let's get ready to rock out on the Man Cave Morning Show. First and foremost, how's everybody doing this morning?
Doing well. Thank you for
Doing good?
asking, sir. Yes, no sense complaining.
All right, everybody looking good. Y'all looking good. All right.
Spring is in the air, baby.
Yeah. No doubt. Now let's get some FB love.
Yes.
Let's get some FB love. Good morning to Relicia. What's up, family? Good morning. Denise Sparrow. Good morning. Kenny Johnson, Julius Gray, Janice Maxine Brooks, Dee Dee, Vereen Brown, Paul Joseph Williams, Shalise Killer Miller, One Love, D Forte on the check-in. Good morning. Ty Williams on the check-in. Nancy Stone Johnson on the check-in. Just good morning to everybody. Sandy, what's up, baby? Sean Cross on the check-in. D Chanison Berry on the check-in. Salute. That's a great man right there.
Okay.
Him and my man Bill Duke did the the dark girls.
Nice, yeah.
Color girls.
Oh, yeah. Big up,
yes.
Love him.
Yes, Kenneth Patrick on the check-in.
Yes.
Salute to Michael Taylor. Oh, we got some people in here. Measles, and the list goes on and on. One love and good morning to everybody. Althea Rock on the check-in. Kenneth Patrick on the check-in. We're going to talk today. Share this out to everybody. No matter what platform you're watching us on live. YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, whatever. Ustream.
Yeah.
We're going to talk today. So, you already know. The topic is Kanye.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The world according to Kanye.
Yes.
Slavery was a choice. So, okay, slavery was a choice. I'm going to start this off by saying anybody that believes that and is riding with that, you know, that whole concept and riding with that whole, you know, the whole way he's thinking when it comes to saying slavery was a choice. Stop it. Do your research. I don't care what culture you're from.
Choice by the masters.
Yeah, I don't care what culture you're from, what race you're from. Everybody knows slavery was wrong, and it definitely wasn't a choice. I'm going to say this today on BKS1 Radio on the Man Cave Morning Show. Slavery was a theft.
Oh.
Yes.
Slavery was a theft.
Wow.
The biggest theft in history. It was theft of religion, theft of the right to choose, theft of freedom, theft of so many things. So we're going to start the show off with me saying that. This is me. So if you disagree, then you disagree. If you agree, let's rock on. Now.
Yeah.
When I saw the clip, and some people still didn't see the clip, when I saw Kanye and TMZ giving his justification, you know, to embrace everyone and other cultures and all of that, you know what I'm saying, and saying free thought. All of us should have free thought.
Yeah.
But we all know right from right and wrong from wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one person that can say slavery was justified and that it was a choice.
Not one sane person.
Not one sane person, exactly. But we're going to run this clip, and let's break this clip down. All right? Before we even go any further on the Man Cave Morning Show, we're going to break this clip down because all of us here at this panel have a lot to say. All right? I'm still a little upset that it went down like that with Kanye because I had a lot of admiration and respect for him as an artist and a producer. And it's just put me, you know, a little on edge. All right, so here we go. Here's the clip.
I don't think people necessarily understand what happened last week with the Make America Great Again hat. What are you trying to do with the message you're sending?
Well, it was really just my subconscious. It was a feeling I had, you know, like people were taught how to think, we're taught how to feel. We don't know how to think for ourselves. We don't know how to feel for ourselves. People say feel free, but they don't really want us to feel free. And I felt a freedom in, first of all, just doing something that everybody tells you not to do. I just love Trump. That's my boy. Like, you know, it's like so many rappers. You'll look at a video of Snoop Dogg loving Trump, but then he get in the office and now they don't love him. Like, Trump is one of rap's favorite people, right?
But we talk about this, that before he was elected president, people in hip hop, it was an in thing to put Donald Trump in your rhyme somewhere.
And by the way, I am in hip hop, but I'm not just in hip hop. I'm a black person in the black community, but I'm not just that. I feel like one thing is people try to minimize me to artists, hip hop, black community. Yeah, I'm always gonna represent that, but I also represent the world. When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You know, like, it's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race, blacks and whites being one race. That we're the human race.
Do you feel that I'm feeling, do you feel that I'm being free and I'm thinking free?
I actually don't think you're thinking anything. I think what you're doing right now is actually the absence of thought. And the reason why I feel like that is because Kanye, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want.
but there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Frankly, I'm disappointed, I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real. Bro, you gotta be responsible, man.
Bro, I'm sorry I hurt you.
You gotta be responsible.
No, I'm sorry I hurt you, bro.
Bro, your voice is too big. You got.
This is
And we're gonna clap up Van Lathan. Shout out to Van Lathan.
Wow.
TMZ. He spoke for a lot of us, I feel. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Let's go in right with Wu, because you know Wu is. Let's go right in with Wu, man. Because, and then we're gonna read some comments right after Wu. Sir, slavery was a choice. Kanye said it, and he meant it.
I immediately thought of my grandmother, who told me the story of her grandmother's grandmother, who was on the plantation and learned how to read. Now, you know, after you get finished eating corn on the cob, you have a husk. If you let that husk dry out, it becomes hard as a rock. Master found out that his slave, which was my grandfather, was learning how to read. So he took that husk and he lit it on fire. After he lit it on fire, he put it out and he stuck it in my great-great-grandfather's ear. See, that's my blood. This is not a game to me. You know, disappointed doesn't even begin to cover the treachery, the treasonous words that this ignorant buffoon spoke. The ancestors that are on the bottom of the ocean are crying out. The level of disrespect. For people to tell me not to get emotional, I do take this emotionally. No other group of people can be insulted in such a fashion and then have a conversation to decide whether or not we were being insulted.
Wow. Enough
is enough is enough. Not only are you dead to me, you are now a detriment. You are I am against you. Platform for platform. Though my platform is not as big as your platform is. Whatever power I have, whatever power my voice carries over my platform, I'm going to use that power to directly go against the damage that you're doing to my people. Those words and those thoughts are going to be used by people that are the enemy of your own. How can I respect a man that stands with his enemy and then say that is free thought? Ignorance, ill-informed free thought should not be tolerated. Do I have a right to say fire in a crowded theater? You idiot. Of course I have that right. But if I exercise that right, I have to be ready to deal with the consequences that occur when I speak that. I will never, ever align myself with sexist, bigoted, racist, xenophobic thought because the person is powerful. I'm sure in 1932, people thought that the Nazis and Hitler was pretty cool at the time because no one had the power no one wanted to speak out against it. People did speak out against it, but you understand what I'm saying. I will never align myself with wrong because it's powerful. I will lay down my life to speak truth to power. I don't know no other plainer way. I am not Superman. Don't tell me not to get emotional. Don't tell me how I'm supposed to feel. That's destructive. What he's doing is hurting his own people. Yeah. And I will never, ever, ever, ever abide. I used to defend him, his right to be an artist. I used to defend his right to speak. Me too. But now you're affecting the minds of my children. When my blood is being shed in the streets, you are a traitor, a coward, a coon. Is what you are. And I'm against you. Don't say I threaten a brother, because I'm not threatening nobody. But what I'm saying is I'm drawing a line in the sand. Enough is enough. Stop.
So, I've been following Twitter and a lot of social media, and some people were like, but at the end he apologized. He realized what he said. And blah. No.
No, he apologized to that particular person. Said, if I hurt you, brother, I apologize. Not I apologize for what I said.
Here's the problem see, you know what? I'm about to go a little bit left. So when you talk about love, right? So Jackie, you want to be loved.
Yes.
Woo, you want to be loved.
Yes.
P, you want to be loved. I want to be loved. The whole nine. When you start seeking to be loved by your enemy,
what's that make you?
And yes, when you start seeking to be loved by your enemy, some people want to be embraced by the wrong things, and see, you got to look at what's happened to Kanye. You know what I'm saying? And with him marrying Kim, and Kim is not the enemy.
Problem, no.
She's not the problem.
She's speaking right.
She's not the problem. So we got to stop saying, well, Kim and this and that. Kim has nothing to do with Kim.
No.
This is all about Kanye. All right, this is all about Kanye. And I heard some of you say, well, we're gonna stop buying his music. Okay, first of all, us not buying his music
ain't gonna hurt him.
It's not gonna hurt his pocket.
No.
So we have to do the research of who's the biggest consumers of black music, of African American music. Is Caucasians.
If anything, he probably just gained a whole slew of new
yes
people.
Because look, be honest, when's the last time that everybody really purchased music and really bought a song? And I'm a DJ, whatever. When's the last time? A lot of people's getting it from sites. A lot of people's getting free music. A lot of people's taking it from YouTube or whatever like that. Now, Caucasian America, they are the biggest consumers of African American music. And that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But it's facts. So let's stop saying we're going to stop supporting his music or whatever. Now, Kanye's fashion line, that when you're talking about $600 pants or $1,000 pants or whatever the case may be, or $1,000 jacket or whatever like that, we're not
like
the biggest consumers of that either.
Yeah, we're not buying that.
All right. So now the people he wants to appeal to don't look like us.
Okay.
So when you make a statement like that slavery was a choice, okay, that's not for us to embrace that statement. It's for them and to say, you're right, Kanye. They need to get over it, Kanye. 400 years is done. It's a new day, Kanye. They're a bunch of whiners and complaining. So he just bought, he just fed into that whole racist, systemic situation that we've been dealing with for 400 plus years.
Okay.
So he bought into that. Now he's riding with that. Why? Because he wants to be embraced because of money.
$1 bill.
Okay.
The dollar bill. And that's Kanye's thing right now. Like, you know what? Y'all can't afford me. They can. I'm rocking with them.
Okay.
That's what it's about.
Okay.
You think it's not?
For yourself, and I'm gonna be 100 with you all. I know you guys are gonna be upset with me. When I heard this and I actually watched it, I didn't see it in my mind. Maybe I don't want to believe that that's how he really feels. But I felt as though he was saying that for us to be put in that situation, why didn't we revolt? Why didn't we rise up? It was so many of us. We could have beat the basic crap out of like if it's 2 or 3 of them and it's 100 of us, I'm sure some lives would have been lost. But I understood where he was going, but it just didn't come out right. I understood where he was going, because behind closed doors, we'll say all of this stuff. Yeah, it wouldn't happen to me. I wouldn't have been in bondage. They would have had to kill me. This, that, and the third. We've all said that behind closed doors. Now, granted, he comes out and he says what a lot of us have thought, and now everybody want to say he's crazy. And you know what? He might be a little cray-cray, because all geniuses, he's a genius. All geniuses are nuts.
All right. Do me a favor.
I'm just saying.
Go back to Shalice Killer Miller's comment in reference to what he said as far as this whole choice thing.
Okay, got it. With survival?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Shalice Miller, she said survival was a choice, had they not chose to survive, a lot of us would not be here today.
Clap that up.
Okay.
That's the choice. All right. So slavery was not only a theft, because that's what it was.
Yeah.
Survival was the choice back then. So, and this is where Kanye gets it confused or whatever like that. And when you make a statement like that, and I'm so glad that the brother from TMZ, Van Lathan, checked him, because you hurt a lot of people, man, by saying it. You hurt a lot of people. And it's like every day now on your Twitter, your social media, your fans, you need to let them know how sincerely sorry you are for making that statement, because I'm quite sure. No, listen.
Every day?
Listen. If you looked at how he was checked by that brother, that's something that's going to sit with Kanye, because now it's no longer marketing, it's no longer funny. You just hurt, all right, and offended your whole race.
But it's not
by making a statement
it's
like
not
that.
the first time somebody's done it. It won't be the last. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go.
What I was going to say is I just think it's dangerous when you speak that kind of rhetoric and have that kind of conversation. Just look at like I guess once you immense a certain amount of money and power, you feel I'm not black no more. I'm OJ. I'm not black no more. I'm Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really have that thought that because they have immense the color green to a certain degree, that their color black doesn't matter anymore. Jay-Z said it the best. Light nigga, dark nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga, still nigga.
Wow.
In the eyes of the oppressor, I don't care how much you have. Matter of fact, you could be a Kanye West. I could be a trailer trash person, but I still, in my heart of hearts, feel that I am better than you. I will always be better than you, and be honest, I am better than you because I'm still looked at upon a certain way versus you with all your money.
Okay.
So you got to get to that's why it's dangerous to me to have these kind of conversations and to say this kind of stuff. Like you said, you're feeding the fire to the other side, saying like to say, yeah, they should get over it. But what you always have to remember, because it's been shown time and time again, like I said, just look at the whole thing going on with Bill Cosby. Look at what happened with OJ, and now what's about to happen with Kanye. Once they're done with you,
you got to come back to
ball you up and throw you in the trash.
Listen, if you guys want to call in, because we have a lot of comments, and I'm going to try and get to the majority of them. Who is going to speak? But you guys can call in if you have something that you want to get off your chest about this comment.
646-233-1302.
Okay. All right. So go ahead.
So this idea that there was no revolution or people didn't fight against, right? First of all, if you have a platform and a lot of people are listening to you, become more well informed. Number one, thousands upon thousands of slave revolts in every state that had slavery. There was revolution. That's number one. Number two, thousands of my ancestors jumped from slave ships because they chose not to be a slave, but you don't hear about that. When you want to talk about resistance, let's talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, which was an entire financial infrastructure, which was completely destroyed by the United States government. Let's talk about the MOVE headquarters, which was bombed in Philadelphia. I think it was in Philadelphia in 1985. See, listen. When you have a platform and you push out information that's ill-informed, people then take that misinformation and use it against you, right? It's a false narrative to say that we are slaves because we didn't resist, right? We did resist, but that narrative is not spoken of. As a matter of fact, it's quieted down. Ask the Black Panthers, ask Marcus Garvey, ask Nation of Islam, ask Martin Luther King, ask Malcolm X, and on and on and on and on and on. What I'm calling for, first of all, I'm going to express my anger, but if we need to get intellectual, I can do that as well. If you're going to speak, be informed. What you are now doing is spreading misinformation. Exactly. Number one. Number two, if you look at the anti-intellectual bent that is taking over the country,
right?
That's why we have the president that we have now, right? Not only does he lie, but he's misinformed. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? For Trump and for Kanye. So what I must do is hold him accountable for the words that he says, because now what you're saying is, you want to talk about false news or misinformation, you're not spreading the information correctly. If you have a platform, you're supposed to do that, number one. Number two, the reason that you're doing that is because you want to align yourself with money and what you perceive as power vis-a-vis the sellout, which we called you last week. You would not align yourself with these hate-filled interests unless money was involved.
Yeah. And clapped it up. Let's read some comments from the chat. It's crazy, and this was his comeback on Twitter for those that haven't been following. So Kanye took to Twitter and he said, "To make myself clear, of course I know that slaves did not get shackled and put on a boat by free will." So that was one of his comebacks. And then he said, "My point is for us to have stayed in that position, even though the numbers were on our side, means that we were mentally enslaved." Okay. So for us to have stayed in that position, you know, you talking about on the boat. So if 100 slave owners came to capture more slaves and there's 1,000 slaves, he's saying that basically we wanted to stay in that position because of our mentality. So that's basically what he's trying to say.
This is what he got. This is what he has to understand. True that we outnumbered the slave masters and the slave traders, but you gotta think about it, like I said, and it is a mental enslavement that happened as well as a physical enslavement, because you gotta look at it like this: nobody really wants to die. That's just a fact. So the fact that we outnumber you 10-1, right? We know that at the end of the day, if we revolt, that we can win. But who's really willing to raise their hand and say, "Hey, listen, I am willing to die for you, my brother. I'm willing to die for you, my sister. I'm willing to die for you, my brother. If I'm one of the ones that gotta go to see you be free, I'm willing to do that." And that's where the problem lies at. Nobody really wanted to die. Of course,
survival kicks in.
Survival kicks in, like I said. It's like, you know what? No, I got a family. That's the thing. They got family. They got wives. They got kids. They got husbands. They got kids. You know, they got parents. You know, so it's like nobody wants to die. And that's why we're still in that rut to this day. That's why this thing still happened to this day. As we had a discussion the other week, nobody's willing to step up and die to save us as a people. And until that happens, until we are ready to die as a people to save our brother and to save our sister, we are always going to in some way be enslaved.
Let me.
And what was Killmonger's statement in Black Panther at the end? What was that when he was at the edge of the cliff?
When he wanted him to kill him?
No.
What did he say?
When he said, you know, let me go with my ancestors to the bottom of the ocean.
Exactly.
Because of what? No, but he said something a little deeper than that.
He was like, he would rather be dead than to be enslaved.
Okay,
that's what he said.
So
wow.
I mean, when you look at it like that, it's still. So when the question is, then was slavery a choice? Was it?
Okay.
Now, if we want to flip it, now,
if you want to play devil's advocate,
I'm just saying, if we wanted to flip that, the nonsense, because it's nonsense that Kanye was spewing, bro. But if you want to flip that and you look at it that way,
okay. So let's flip it. I was having this introspective conversation with my daughter in the car today. It always surprises me that when people of good conscience and intellect get frustrated by ignorance. I'm an intelligent person, but it frustrates me sometimes trying to get my thoughts together. But check this out. To your point, right? You want to talk about power. I'm a Buddhist and I believe that I am empowered, right? I believe that I have decisions. I believe in cause and effect. So in that sense, vis-a-vis my practice, I have power. Watch this. That's one idea. Here's the other idea. The cop pulls me over. He pulls a gun out of me and he shoots me. What happens to my power then? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Listen to me. Do not let intellectual debate make you treasurous.
Let me say this again. Lose common sense. Don't let intellectual debate make you lose common sense.
So I just want to finish this point, P. Now let's go. Watch this. In my family, right? My mom's a Republican. We fight about issues all the time, right? Ask my brother, does he have a Trump hat on that says Make America Great today, right now, because of what it represents? This is what I'm going to stop for black people, right? You have the right to intellectualize, to study spiritual pursuits, to get into philosophy and everything you want. What you don't have a right to do is stand next to your enemy and give aid and comfort to someone that's your enemy, right? Love means that I love myself first. I'm not going to love someone, and this is not some radical idea, that's going to kill me. That's what's called stupidity. So if you're talking about who's brainwashed there, why is it for me to have an opposing point of view, right? I then have to sell my people out. That's my question. Why is, if I want to be financially conservative, right? Or Republican, I got to go with a party that says grab them by the pussy, shithole countries, etc. You understand what I'm saying? That's a false narrative, a false equivalency, and that is how we're being enslaved. Coon.
Yeah. Well, I concur. Coon. Now, see, with that being said, let's go back to the earlier point he made in that whole TMZ interview when he said, all of us in hip hop, us rappers, we were friends with Trump before. We was putting him in our rhymes. We was putting him in our lyrics. We were friends with Trump before. Okay. So, I was once friends with a guy I met at Fridays, Caucasian, and we were cool, and we hung out, and I was once friends with him, right?
What happened?
And I spoke about this before. He made one derogatory remark
I remember.
And what happened
against
to your
black
friendship?
women,
I remember that.
and I deaded him as a friend.
I remember.
I
deaded
him
to me
as a human being.
That's
yeah, because he said we all stink. We smell funny, right?
I can't.
Yeah.
I
Said that
can't
about a
see
sister.
him no more.
Yeah.
If I
You
walk
dead to me.
past him now, whatever like that, it is what it is. But because I know how he truly felt,
Okay.
so all throughout our fake ass friendship,
right?
Oh.
Yes, sir.
I found out how he truly felt about my people,
Yes,
about
sir.
my queens, my sisters, the whole nine. I deaded it. So miss me with the fact that okay, yeah, when we were rapping and before he was president, we were cool, we were friends. You know what I'm saying? I love Trump. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so now, and love changes. In any situation, love has the ability to change.
Yeah.
So now that he became president and he showed his true colors, Trump showed his true colors.
Thank you.
You know, in North Carolina with the situation, you know what I'm saying, with the KKK, he showed his true colors with Puerto Rico, you know, getting hit by the hurricane. He showed his true colors with how he feels about immigration. He showed his true colors about shithole countries, whatever like that. So now,
Waffle House shooting, women and their pussies.
So now, if this was my
what are you
friend,
talking about, bro?
If this was my friend, one, the love that I have for you, that would be gone. That would be faded. The friendship would be done. Now I am seeing, because you exposed the true person you are, that you are my enemy. You are not for me. You never was for me. You never was in my corner. So now whatever we had is no longer. So for him not to see that, for him not to realize, and this is a very, we throw this word around, genius, a lot when it comes to Ye. So this genius cannot see that this man, as he said about Bush, does not like black people.
Oh.
All right, so I'm gonna leave it right there.
Well, a lot of times, genius and eccentric are both hand in hand, and I definitely think that he's eccentric. He's been eccentric before he had money, like
Thank you.
and I
Thank
think
you.
people, because it is people who see, and I do think that his mind works on a different level than most.
Yeah.
I definitely think he's a thinker. He's like, he thinks a lot, and I think he thinks a little bit too much sometimes, and he goes too in depth. And I mean, because I get some of the stuff that he's saying, and I even understand some stuff that he's saying, but it's the way that you portray it and you word it that's the catchy part. Like, you have to be very sensitive about what you're saying and how you're saying it. Let's take this call.
Caller from the 347. State your name when you're calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning Show. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on? This is Eugene Bussey from Atlanta, Georgia. How's it going?
Hey, Eugene. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I was sitting here listening, and I had a great thought of an analogy. Now, here we are in the United States. We have millions, probably on the verge of billions of people. A spaceship comes down from outer space. We've never seen nothing like it before. And let's just say 5 extraterrestrial beings come from this spaceship. Mm-hmm. And they start doing stuff that we ain't never seen. We can't understand the technology of what's going on, how they're moving, how they're the power of what they're doing. Let's just say they start lifting up buildings from the concrete, and they start doing stuff that we ain't never seen. Mm-hmm. So we may have more people than those 5 aliens, but the stuff that they're doing, we've never seen. We don't know how to approach that. We fear now because it's nothing we've never seen.
Right. Agreed.
I imagine that to be how it was, even though when we were brought here, that when these ships showed up on the shores of Africa, that these people had never seen nothing like that. You know, now you're talking about people coming here with guns, and they never saw somebody take a stick and with the stick see fire, and next thing you know, that fire goes into somebody and they fall out dead and bleeding.
Of course, right?
Exactly. So I think the fear was there. So you know, for him to say that it was a choice and not understand what these people went through is idiotic and insensitive at its finest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And we appreciate you calling in, Eugene.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Definitely. Thank you. We're going to take more calls. Caller from the 908, state your name when you call. 904, state your name when you're calling from you on the Man Cave Morning Show.
Good morning, people. I'm Paul out of Florida. My question is, why do we have to get over slavery? They don't ask Jewish people to get over the Holocaust.
Never.
True.
Wow.
Right? Never. Ever. Right? They're insensitive to us. Oh, just get over slavery. Every time you turn on Fox News, slavery is 400 years ago, been 150 years, 400 years ago. Just get over it. It's like you stubbed your toe. Just get over it. Look, you don't get over the Civil War reenactments. Y'all do that everywhere in the South. They do a Civil War reenactment every year.
Yes, they do.
Right? Mm-hmm. They don't get over slavery.
Right.
Right? They fly that Confederate flag, the most treasonous symbol there is.
The flag of a loser. They fly it.
Exactly.
Of a traitor. Of a treason.
Wow.
I agree.
He fell off?
Okay.
No, I agree. So here's my thing. Do you think that's Kanye's genuine thoughts, or do you think it's Kanye marketing Kanye?
I think it's his thoughts. I don't. I thought you. No,
my bad. I'm asking.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't feel free.
He dropped.
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
I think those are his thoughts, and the thing is, they were back here in the recesses of his mind, and he just happened to blurt it out.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Did you guys see the meltdown on Ellen? Did you guys even see that clip?
No, but we can try and find it. But no, I didn't see it. But this is the thing for me. I think that he does feel that way, and I personally think that it just came out wrong. I think he meant to say what he said, but he didn't mean it in that aspect. He didn't have time to clean it up, and I honestly think that who's ever in his camp, they are doing him a disservice. These people that he pay, his publicists, his managers, all of them, they're doing a disservice to him.
He don't listen to him.
I get that. But
my niece used to work for him.
This is what I'm saying. If you're paying me to make sure that you are seen in a good light, I'm doing my job. I don't care about you.
It's
you
not
understand?
even the people in his corner, though.
No.
Kanye can't be controlled like that.
See, somebody need to put a muzzle on him.
After the call, I want to.
Yeah, call it from the 908. State your name when you're calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning Show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
What's up?
Good morning.
What's good, man?
What's up, deep voice?
I'm pretty good. Listen, this is kind of funny you guys are talking about this, man, because yesterday I had to check a Republican, a guy that I work with, in reference to slavery. I don't know, Norm, I might have told you this before, but my grandfather, I'm not talking about my great-grandfather, my grandfather was a slave. He was born in 1853. He died somewhere around 1972. Died somewhere around 114, 115 years old. I never got a chance to meet him.
Wow.
And some of the stories that my father was telling me about Mississippi, you know, in reference to Mississippi, how back then a lot of the slave owners, they didn't let the slaves go right away. They had them still believing that they were in slavery. And I was talking about Trump and slavery yesterday, even before I even found out what Kanye had said. And I got into it with the Republican guy because he was talking about Trump in the sense of Trump's the greatest thing since America and everything. And I said, you know, there's one thing that he as a president has not addressed, and I said it ain't even about being black or white. It's just being, if you're going to have a concern about Americans, how can you segregate or separate black Americans the same way they did in slavery? I said, so his mindset is that of a slave master. You know, oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not a slave master. He was better than Barack. I said, well, listen, you're entitled to your opinion. Don't think for 1 second that, you know, you dogging out Obama is going to cause me to react. I said, but what you're not going to do is sit here and tell me that this guy isn't for certain things. And I said, and I don't want to mention it over the radio because I don't want them to censor y'all. So I said, he's not for certain, he's for certain things. I said, but in reference to that, you know, you got to keep in mind, my grandfather was a slave. I'm not talking about my great-grandfather, my grandpa. You know, I said was a slave, so I take that personal when you start talking about slavery, like one of the callers said, about, you know, you need to get over it. Some of the stories, man, that I heard that my grandfather had to endure, it makes us all say this, and we all have said it. I could have never been a slave back then. I could have never been a slave back then. With the mindset that I have now, and I'm not dissing slavery or dissing my ancestors, I'm talking about with the mindset I had back then. And as far as Kanye West, what he said, I have my own opinions about that. And when you're dealing with something that's sacred, and I say sacred, even though it was a rough time, slavery, it was very sacred because our people made a difference.
That is the word, sacred.
And, excuse me?
No, the word, you're right. I'm agreeing. The word sacred, that's the word to use.
Yeah, it was very sacred, you know, and in reference to that, man, you know, it puts a bad taste in people's mouth when you're dealing with something sensitive. Now, me personally, I felt like he was saying they chose to be slaves. They didn't do nothing about it. But you can't make an open statement like that without explaining it in detail.
I agree.
Because he didn't explain it in detail. Had he explained it in detail, it would have been totally different. But when you're wearing Make America Great Again, the saying of a president that is probably in history one of the most hated presidents.
Yes,
by all colors.
Caller from the 908. Hold on 1 second.
All right, guys, listen, I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in. I know this is a big subject, and y'all got a lot of callers, so I'm going to let y'all go, man. Pleasure giving my piece, and I just wanted y'all to know that I'm a part of history, too, from slavery. My bloodline was slave. Y'all have a good day. Good day, man.
Thank you for calling. Okay.
I don't think mine was. But anyway, nah.
All right,
caller from the 908. State your name where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning Show. Welcome to the show.
Peace and blessings. This is Tony James, filmmaker. I'm just calling y'all on my house phone because I was calling y'all on my cell phone. Wasn't getting through.
Okay.
So I decided to call on the house.
Yeah, we got a lot of calls this morning.
I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible because y'all know I talk a lot. First of all, none of us support Trump.
No.
So let's get that out the way. That's first. We got that's done. Second of all, we know Kanye can sometimes speak out of content, and some of the things that he says may be disagreeable. Now, with me saying that, let me say this. As far as the comment, and I'm about to have everybody ready to shoot me down, but it is what it is. As far as his comment of saying slavery was a choice, I somewhat agree with it. Now, the caller that previously said something, he said the last one that just came on, he said maybe if he would have explained it, then maybe people could either agree or disagree with it. They can maybe understand where he was coming from. I'm going to try to explain this in less than 3 minutes, which is going to be hard for me. When you look at slavery, whether you look at King Leopold, whether you look at the colonizers that came over with the boats, even whether you look at the Spaniards that came on, because a lot of people just think America were the only ones that owned slaves. When you look at any other nationality that came over, they're still slaves. They didn't do it by themselves. They infiltrated the land with the same people that were on the same continent. That's one. So the choice was made by the people who went against their own culture to enslave their own people, to take alliance, whether it be King Leopold, Spaniards, whoever, whatever other people they took alliance. Now, when you look at the Hutus, the Tutsis, and the Twas, they have been, still to this day, have been fighting a civil war for generations upon generations. Just because of color of the skin, just because of now of a nose, just because of the thinness of the lips. But most of it was because, one, religious value, two, because of the people that came in to help infiltrate their thinking. Now, case in point, when you look at what happened in Haiti, and you see that they revolted against the same people that once were slave masters over them, they made a choice to rebel. So here's the question that everybody needs to ask themselves. Let's take King Leopold, for example. He killed 13 million Africans on a continent of Congo, which, by the way, he only had, from my understanding, maybe a few hundred white men.
Wow.
So how in the world did 13 million people die by the hands of someone that they never even knew or even came from their continent? So you have to ask yourself, do you want to die by the hands of a stranger, or will you fight to live? Will you give yourself up for a stranger, or will you fight the oppressor? So what we are hearing is Kanye's make a statement instead of thinking about what he's saying, really doing history, because a lot of them, even, I hate to say it, even our ancestors that were caught up in slavery, even the ones that wound up on plantations. You mean to tell me someone that was on a plantation with just 10 to 20 white people ruled over people that was 30 to 50, working 18 hours a day on fields? How can anybody mathematically make sense of that?
All right, so I hear what you're saying, and I love you, brother, and I still I'm not with the justification of Kanye's statement, only because when I look at slavery, when you talk about slavery, was a choice, all right, and the young lady again in the chat, Shalise, shout out to Shalise, and she said it was basically survival. It was survival. You know what I'm saying? Because and then a sane person is going to be like, dang, at least, if I roll with this for now, because I'm still alive, I possibly can change the situation later. So this so
let me ask you a question, big bro.
Go ahead.
And I want you to think about it.
Go ahead.
If the cops came in there right now and snatched Wu up with no disregards of finding out what Wu did, and I hate to put you out there like that, Wu, came and took Wu without any disregards, without any reasoning, are you not going to speak up on his behalf, or even to some degree fight for him?
First of all, listen. You want my honest reaction? It's gonna be first, what did Wu do? All right.
Yep.
So what did Wu do?
Then when they tell you shut up,
and then Wu didn't tell me about what he was into or whatever his outside.
But see, that's what we're doing. We're justifying that there have been a possibility that we may have been wrong in some way, shape, or form for them to enslave us.
No, listen, bro. But my whole thing is it's still not a choice. First of all, slavery's a crime. There's so many other things it is besides a choice. It's a crime. It's a theft of freedom. Point blank. It's a theft of freedom. So I
agree.
So at the end of the day, when you talk about slavery was a choice, and for him to make that statement, and I will agree when you say, okay, without letting him truly explain. So he explained it already on Twitter, which I still wasn't really rocking with that.
This is what he should have said.
Okay.
Could I get it? The verbiage he should have used was to stay enslaved was a choice. If that to speak on the conversation, if that's what he should have said, if anything. Not to say that slavery was a choice. Like you said, no one willingly said, "Yeah, put me in cuffs and chains, take me to a foreign land so that I could work for free and be beaten, get my family taken away, be raped." Nobody said any of that. Nobody did that.
Okay, and I agree with that also. But what I'm simply saying is, in all things, we have a choice to either fight for our rights,
facts,
or submit to our rights. Do y'all agree with that?
I totally agree. I agree, 200%.
Okay. So if we all agree that there could have been a possibility that our ancestors could have fought for their rights, whether it be life or death, then how did we get infiltrated in the first place to be enslaved? So they chose not to fight.
Well,
can we all agree that there may have been a possibility that they chose not to fight the oppressor?
Tony, I'm with you.
Nobody wanted to be beat. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I kind of made this. Go ahead. Go ahead, Will.
First, I'm familiar with everything that the brother said. This is what I'm also familiar with. There are 1,000 stories that we've never heard of people fighting that are not in the books, that are not talked about, that's not profligated. So this idea that we didn't fight is not true. Now,
you say that, but there's proof that when we did fight, we won.
So I just want to finish my point. So
I'm sorry.
If we look at Auschwitz, for instance, in a concentration camp, the Jews far outstripped in just sheer number.
The Jews didn't fight.
Far outstripped the Nazis. You're saying they didn't fight. No one would ever ask them to. Okay, here's my point. I feel that information is dangerous. I feel that knowledge of a thing is your intention, because thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people jumped off the ship and said, "No, I'm not
that's fighting. They made a choice.
So
they would rather die than to be oppressed.
So if we're going to have the conversation, let's have the entire conversation. Were there some Africans that were complicit? Yes, that's number one. But there were also some Africans that were not. Were there some Africans that chose not to fight? Yes. There was also some Africans that chose to fight who have been erased from history. Completely.
And that's my point. Well, you actually just supported my case by bringing up the people that jumped off the boat.
When you're talking about proof, when you're talking about proof, I'm sorry. When you're talking about proof, you're talking about proof written from the victor's standpoint of view. There are thousands of stories that we will never hear. How can I intellectually discuss something when
you heard about Shaka Zulu? Not to cut you off, brother. You heard about Shaka Zulu, right?
Yes.
You did know that they were trying to enslave Shaka Zulu, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my point. If we're going to bring stats and statistics out, but you recognize that the stats and statistics aren't complete, can we truly have an argument when you're saying this didn't happen, that didn't happen, when there are 1,000 stories that have never been brought to the table? Ever. Ideas that will never be heard.
And I agree with you, but we just talk about the stories that were brought to the table. You're right.
But so our concept of history, every fact that we know, comes to African Americans not from our own hand, but from the hand of our oppressor. So now, wait. So now I'm supposed to consider.
So was the Black Panther Party story of the hands of the oppressor?
Let me finish my point.
Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I want to finish my point. What I'm saying is the facts that you're bringing, come from your enemy. That's what I'm saying. Like you're saying this happened. Wait, let me finish.
Got it.
This happened, that happened, this happened, that happened, this happened. There are several stories that we will never hear. So how can we intellectualize the conversation when we're not getting the complete story? One.
Talk about stories, because you and I are.
Two. this train of thought is being used to abuse our people. We can intellectualize it or not. Me having knowledge of a thing, I also have to consider the intention of what's going on. These words, and you know this, brother, are going to be used against us. I don't support that. Now, we can talk about back and forth about history, about facts, about this, about that. But this is what we're not going to talk about. What we're not going to talk about is treasonous words, right? Masquerading as free thought.
Wow.
Treason is treason.
Come on, bro.
Masquerading as thought. No group of people, no group of people supporting someone that doesn't support them, except us, because we believe that intellectualizing it makes it right.
Can I make one point? Let me just make one point. Let me just make one. Let's talk about the Black Panther Party for self-defense. Let's talk about when the movement was at its finest point, how much was getting done. And what happened when infiltrators came in and infiltrated the whole thing that they were bringing to the table.
And eradicated it.
Who infiltrated it?
Eradicated. So now were the Black Panther Party laying down? Were they standing up and willing to die for what they believed in, or were they on their knees? They went to one of the biggest houses, if not the biggest house, of government with guns on the floor. And mind you, they did not get infiltrated by J. Edgar Hoover. They got infiltrated by their own people. Just like the slaves did when those that tried to fight got infiltrated by their own people.
Okay, so
once again, when we do make choices that are governing our people, we get things done. But when we infiltrate or have people that are traitors, they speak ill of us and make what we're saying to be lies and fabricate or a thought that can't be, by you saying what you said, I'm not going to take it disrespectful, but for you to say that I'm trying to spin a narrative
I didn't say you.
Of our people.
I didn't say you.
Which, by the way, we have more people fighting than we have more people bowing down.
So let me respond to what you said. First of all, I didn't say you. Number two, while there were black people that infiltrated the Black Panther Party, there were other people that infiltrated the Black Panther Party as well. Who were those other people? And can we talk about them as well? In other words,
did we give them power?
Hold on. You said that the Black Panthers were infiltrated by black folks. That's what you said, right? Were they infiltrated by anyone else?
Were our people, and I'm just going to ask this question.
Let me ask you this, Tony, real quick.
Did our people give J. Edgar Hoover or anyone else that you're about to speak of ammunition to bring the Panthers down? Yes or no?
I need you to answer my question first, and then I'll answer yours. I asked you,
what question is that,
was the Black Panthers infiltrated by anyone else other than black people? Yes or no?
With the ammunition of black people. Just like Malcolm X.
No, it's a simple
question.
question.
Same thing with Malcolm X.
I'll answer for you, Woo. Black Panthers was infiltrated by the government.
Thank you.
By the government.
I said that. I said you're right in that retrospect, but our people helped them bring the Panthers down.
So was King's movement.
And Tony, we got to move it along. But just real quick.
And I appreciate and I love y'all, man. You know I love y'all.
Love you too.
You too.
But real simple question. Is getting robbed a choice? I'm just curious.
If you don't fight, it is.
Is getting robbed a choice?
If you don't fight, it is. If a man got you by gunpoint, if a man has you got by gunpoint, and you don't fight in some way, shape, or form, understand, it depends on what's the worth of you dying. If you're trying to protect your family, your kids, your wife, and somebody has you by gunpoint, unless your wife says, honey, it's not worth it, then you let it go. But understand, if you're going to protect your family, you're going to fight by any means necessary.
Agreed.
That's a choice.
I agree.
I have to clap that.
No, but listen. But see, that's the whole thing. We're talking about different levels of things, right? So we're talking about slavery. All right. So this one artist, rapper, saying slavery was a choice. All right.
He didn't define what he meant. I just tried to show y'all in different ways where what he said could be defined and actually have some substance.
So, but even if he did clarify what he meant, right? So you still don't see that statement as being hurtful.
I see the statement being hurtful for people who don't know their history.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna have to. Just
I agree with you, and then I agree to disagree.
Yeah.
The problem with us as black people, we don't know our history fully, and whether or not we spin narratives that fit us. The fact of the matter is, there are countless things in the past to show the power of black people when we unite, and how much we could get done, and also what happens when we get infiltrated by our own people.
I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna rock on, bro. We got robbed of our culture. That wasn't a choice.
Absolutely.
Listen, that wasn't a choice. You know why? We got robbed of our culture because we didn't have any control. We didn't have no control over that because look who owns certain things and certain things in this government and certain things in the system. We don't have ownership of a lot of things, so there was no way.
Okay,
really
let me answer that. Can I answer that?
We
got
no way
robbed
to get control,
because we placed the value on our culture.
Huh?
If we never placed the value on our culture, nobody could have ever robbed us.
Bro, not true. We don't control the media. Listen. This media we control now. But I'm saying when it comes to
you about to shoot your own self in the foot back. Come on now.
Because we don't control the media. When we got robbed of our culture, our music, our style of dress, or whatever like that. Once we put it out there, people took it and made it theirs. All right, because they control.
But that's my point. I agree with you. But we made our culture. We put a dollar sign on our culture, just like we put a dollar sign when you look at Africa. Come on, we had everything.
Yeah.
We placed other people to put dollar amounts on what we owned in the beginning, and even as we own it right now.
Some things we
whether
don't have
it be
a
through
choice
religion or otherwise, we allowed them to infiltrate who we are, and we continue to do it because of the simple fact that they don't think we know better.
But some things we don't have a choice on, bro, because we're not in power. Let me take this call. I got to take this call, Tony.
All right, brothers. I love y'all.
All right,
respect.
Caller from the 81. Is that the 818?
Yes.
Caller from the 818. State your name when you're calling from. You on the Man Cave Morning Show.
I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Good morning.
State your name, sir.
D. Chansonberry.
Let's clap it up for D. Chansonberry. How you doing, great sir?
Listen, I am so happy that you guys are having a conversation about all of this, and because it needs to be talked about. But you know, the interesting thing, I didn't know where to start because this thing is so big and so broad, and you guys have such great people calling, and you guys are so bright in terms of your delivery, in terms of information. But the weapons that the Europeans brought into Africa were never seen by Africans. Is that correct, everybody?
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. So when there's a difference in the weapons and different in language and different in culture and different all these things, those people, our brothers and sisters, didn't know how to deal with that and didn't know how to communicate and deal with these weapons and these guns. And I think the guns thing and all the other things that were done to them, they were new to them. So I believe that was the thing that broke them down first, the guns, the whole gun thing.
Yes.
And then, man, this whole thing, I mean, I can't even express how I'm feeling about this whole thing.
Yes, sir.
But it's so deep. But
yes, sir.
In terms of the slavery thing, man, when I think about it, we've only been free here in Americans since 1964.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes,
you know, that's 54 years of being out of freedom.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
But the whole thing, I mean, and how do you catch up with 400 years of being oppressed financially?
Yeah.
And law-wise, you don't catch up with that.
No.
And how do you do business on some laws that were never written about you and for you?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
what do we do as a people when we have somebody like Kanye who's misinformed, like so many other brothers and sisters? I understand that, oh man, this is a whole different deal and this is a whole different mentality now, is that, you know, if I was a slave, I would have never done this. You can't put yourself in that situation because we know so much more now.
Right. Right.
We're such different people. We've seen so many things. So I mean, I know I'm just rattling and just rambling on and whatnot, but it's such a deep thing for me because this is the thing that I deal with in my films. I'm about the healing process of us people who look like us. That's what my films deal with.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, I've got to stop rambling. I want to go on and listen to what you guys have to say, and I thank you for your time.
We definitely appreciate you. Any new projects coming out?
I'm sorry?
Any new projects you working on or anything coming out?
I'm doing Dark Girls 2 right now.
Wow, nice.
Oh,
nice.
yes.
Clap that up.
Y'all heard it first here?
That's a part of the Dark Girls 2 is the part of the healing process for black women, for brothers and sisters. And then I'm working on the Rufus and Shaka Khan documentary. I'm working on that. And then next year I start the thing called The Covered Mind, which is mental illness in the African American community.
Oh my God!
And so part one is with children, and part two is with adults. So that's what I'm working on. But I thank you and love you all.
Appreciate you. We got to have you on our show as a guest.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Wow.
I'm a Jersey boy. I'll be there anytime.
Appreciate you, brother. God bless.
Have a great day.
Here's my supposition, and I didn't realize. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was yelling.
And call back. The phone lines are now open. Call back
646-233-1302.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Everybody was waiting for you to unleash.
I understand I get emotional. Okay. Now, everything that every caller has said, I'm aware of. I studied African American studies at Rutgers Newark. Blah 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 blah. I'm aware of history, and I'm aware of facts. Here's where I get caught up, right? Because I do get emotional. My first response to disrespect against my people is just that. Before I can rationalize, even have a point of view to say yes or no, and this is what we should do and this is what we should not do.
Right.
You see this woman right here? Certain words you're not going to say. I don't give a damn if you got the freedom to do it, how you feel about it, where you coming from, what type of slavery we had.
Hold on, caller.
I'm sorry. I don't care.
Yeah.
When you step into the studio, you're not going to exercise your constitutional right to be like, hey, bitch, hey, stupid, hey, this, hey, that.
Yeah.
So first of all, you can miss me with that. Second of all, to we intellectuals or whomever, I will never intellectualize pain and disrespect. I'm going to first call it out. The reason that I have the ability to have an opinion about what I want to do and what I don't want to do is because of the blood of my ancestors who shed it. I know who shed it, how, and why. I know who was complicit in it and who was not. Why is it that when we have these conversations, we always want to talk about the role that we played, which we can talk about, but we never want to talk about the role that other people played.
Absolutely.
Right?
Okay, and we
which
have a
is
caller.
white supremacy. Go ahead, caller. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, hello. This is Lucretia Bellamy, a.k.a. Linus Royce. What's up to my BKS1 family?
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
What's up,
afternoon.
Linus?
Hey, glad to be back. I'm sitting up here. I'm enjoying the man cave. I'm enjoying the conversation. It's very heavy. It's definitely very powerful. But as I'm listening and I'm over here chanting, let Dawood go. Let him go.
Thank you.
Over there like, yo, he about to blow up. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, Kanye got a twin.
Right.
Kanye brother calling in. There's so many undercover Kanye Wests out here. Trump got a lot of secret children that's hitting and they're coming out. And, everybody's not going to agree and everybody's not going to disagree. But at the same time, our ancestors, our families fought for their lives, and there wasn't no choices back then when you being whipped and beaten and raped, women being taken, men being raped. What choices did we have when they didn't have no weapons to fight back? They didn't have it. So still to this day being a relative to so many slaves, and there's still slavery going on in this world today. I say, where's my damn switch? Because I got a lot of people like Kanye I'm really ready to beat down. We are still suffering because of what our ancestors went through back in the day. How dare they come up here and say we had a choice? We didn't have a choice.
Lucretia, thank you so much for calling in and exercising your opinion. I understand what you are saying and how everyone do feel, but I was the one who, when I saw this, I sat back and I was like, that's just Kanye spewing his rhetoric. I can't let that what he's saying affect my day. This is very heavy. So many people are trying to call in, right? Just hear me for a second. So many people are trying to call in. People are going bananas in the chat, right? They're coming in so fast I can't even read them. Okay, I swear it's heavy. This to me is I don't know what his mind psyche is, because I'm not in the mind of Kanye. You understand? And
right, he's in his own world.
There you go. So I look at it like this. Kanye is being Kanye. He's the news now. You understand? He has a platform, and although he is not using it the way that he should use it, which is to empower his people instead of bringing them down. Listen, I get what he said. I do. And I know it's a lot of people out there saying, what, my sister? Listen, I understand what he said. It just came out wrong. It came out wrong. In the back of his mind, he didn't mean to bring that forward.
When he said he was using those opioids and he was drugged up when he went and met Trump, I think she's still on those opioids. When you on drugs, your mind is not correct.
Listen,
but sometimes you get people like that to use the platform to better their marketing, boost their record sales, or boost whatever they're doing, and it's wrong because you're sending out a definitely wrong message. Right. And like you said about his team, if his team ain't muzzling him, like Trump team should be muzzling him, you causing nothing but chaos and corruption.
This is my point.
There's no positivity about that.
This is my point exactly. As for number 45, he have so many people on his team and they're letting him run amok. That wouldn't go down if I was in the building, because I'd be like, you need to shut your mouth because you are making a fool out of yourself in this country. Put a lock on your lip.
This is the thing. Kanye and 45 are one and the same. It's not that his people around him, or it's not that they're letting him do it. It doesn't matter what they say, and they can't be preemptive enough to stop all the stuff that he does and says.
That's a narcissistic personality.
You would need like a whole. You would need like a whole team just for that. 24 hours a day.
Here's the thing.
They do what they want to do.
You dealing with a personality that can't be controlled by his management, by his PR people, by his label, whatever. Kanye is his own worst enemy a lot of times.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and it's proven. It's proven right now. So when you make a statement like that, and this is why I disagree, you know, and I agree to disagree with the caller.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And one love to you, brother.
You
and
mean
everything.
Tony?
Yeah, with Tony. With Tony, because you cannot sit up here and say, you know what I'm saying, that and justify his statement. I don't care if he didn't explain it or not. To get on a major platform like TMZ, right, and make a statement saying slavery was a choice. That was one, disrespectful.
I was heated.
That was disrespectful, but it was also a misrepresentation of everything that we stand for, and especially with the stuff that we're dealing with in this country right now. It was such a misrepresentation of us, which I was totally disappointed. Yeah. And I've always defended Kanye on a musical level and an artist level. Always. And I can't rock with him right now. I don't care if
old Kanye. The old Kanye, because this new Kanye, he on that, I don't even want to curse y'all, but he on that shit.
Go ahead.
I gotta keep it 100. But I just want to thank y'all. Keep it moving strong, and just know that a lot of people like Kanye is about to be uncovered. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and we gotta keep ourselves empowered. We gotta keep our kids and our families safe from this evil, because it's pure evil. I pray for this man. We gotta pray for him.
Yes.
That's what we gotta do.
But okay, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it. This is what I want to say.
I'll see y'all later today.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Linus.
This is what
I want to say. One love. One glasses up. Baby.
Love you.
Peace.
I know. But you know what? Guess what it's doing?
What's that?
You want to he's smart. He is smart because he's sparking conversation.
Yeah.
Now, there may be a lot of diversity with people's opinions, but guess what he's doing? He's bringing us together to have a conversation. Now, I don't know if that was his intent.
I'm going to agree with you.
I don't know if that was his intent.
Because of his ignorant ass, misinformed statement that he made, he's creating a great dialogue with all of us. Caller from the 908. State your name when you're calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning Show, WBKS1. What's up?
Good morning, family. God bless you all. This is Tim Beverly.
Good morning.
Tim.
Good morning.
Welcome, sir.
Yes.
What's up, bro?
Yes, family. Yes. My point of view of this conversation is we really don't have any clue how well oiled this machine is. We have a very limited knowledge of the language that we speak and forced to speak. If we would take a little bit of time and just identify with the words that we use, we see the devastation, the impact of what we say and how we say them. We have to remember this. During the time of the captive slave, there was a few that were threatened of the same brutality that were being used to those who was captured. And if they did not capture them, they would be faced with the same brutality and enslavement. One thing we do not have any clarity of, and one thing they make sure we knew, that we were the help in enslaving ourselves, and that what creates our self-hate of each other. See, this thing is longer than the 7 years or the 400 years that we always uttered in our conversation about enslavement and the condition. And we have to realize this: those who was captured also was given jobs that was selected to them, either their built or their talent. So our brother Kanye West been molded because he is an icon. He is a person of the people listen to. So he was molded. So what we're listening to is a avatar or a makeup of a person that we want. Like you all speak about what he used to be like. See, we remove people that keeps us grounded. His mother was removed. Okay? We people talked about her consciousness and who she was. See, that was his anchor. But when they removed they took him. And because he is a person that has a larger scope, he was select. Not that I excuse what he says, because now it's for us who have the relationship with our brother, like the brother did on TMZ. Tap him on the shoulder to bring him back to reality. He's in a sinking place right now. That's all I need to say. Family, I love you.
Thank you.
This conversation is one of my best conversations. You come to the barbershop, this is what I do all day long. And I do not apologize for what I say when I need to say them. May God continue to bless you. I will stay on and listen to you because the conversation and the discussions are 100. I appreciate you for allowing me to speak. May God continue to bless you.
Appreciate you.
And you and that will.
Yes, sir.
God bless you, brother.
I love you, brother.
You are in the general know how I feel about him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And just to let the sister know, Juanita Karen Hart is my sister. So I'm going to be seeing you all very soon in the play that she's producing.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you so much for calling in.
God bless you, family, and I hope to see you all soon.
If I may.
Thank you.
If I may turn my ire towards my own people, in general, not just in particular, not just at one person or one conversation or whatever, because believe it or not, every person that call I actually love. Like Tony, I love that brother.
Me
no,
too.
that's my partner. That's my brother.
Love Tony.
So we agree to disagree. Now, to bring it back again and again, like I always do me a favor. Do me a favor. Go to the Hasidic neighborhood. Do me a favor. I know I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep saying it. And stand on your soapbox and say, hello, Jewish people. Do you know there were thousands of Jews complicit in the Holocaust? Which there were. And do you know if you would have fought back, maybe, perhaps, let me tell you something about the power of the Anti-Defamation League. See, we could talk about intellectual pursuits and scholarships all day, every day. Nobody in their people is going to step out of line to discuss some intellectual thought, which is the complicity of certain people in the enslavement of their own. You would never have the courage or the audacity to fix your lips to say, oh, Jewish people were complicit in the Holocaust. Every single time we try to flat-footedly address institutionalized racism, slavery, Jim Crow, this, that, and the third. We are continually hit with the role that we played. So, go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't want to say anything.
I'm sorry. All right. So there is such a thing called, this is no slight to nobody in particular. Please look up Stockholm Syndrome when the oppressed identifies with the oppressor, Kanye. Please look up Joy DeGruy Leary, who's a doctor, post-traumatic slave syndrome. Let me tell you something. I will never apologize for defending my people and demanding respect for my women, my men, and my children. Never.
Imagine, and real quick,
will I apologize
and shout out
for
to
that.
my man Chill on the phone. But real quick, just imagine, man, like, what would you think of me, right, if I told you about, like, the friend I used to have, the Caucasian, right? And he said these disrespectful things against African American women and everything, and I still remain his friend and said I love this brother.
So I have a
right to speak.
I have a question, and I'm just asking. So, because of what Kanye said to the world, the masses, because even if you didn't see it when it was happening, it's all over the internet, right? So you're saying that no one should be his friend? I'm just asking a question.
No, I'm saying we,
because some people take it like that.
I'm saying we need to understand him because he could be dealing with some serious mental health issues. By even, so his actions and making a statement like that. Chill, what's good, man? Welcome to the show.
First of all, my name is not Chill. My name is Will. Thank you very much. And how are you guys doing today?
How are you, sir?
What's up, fam?
What's your man name saying?
Very good, very good. And to Brother Dawu, I respectfully agree. My culture has put your culture down, and I apologize for that. I really do.
Go ahead. Crazy.
No, real talk. Real talk. I got to kind of be quick. There's a couple things I just want to say. Great show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone who's given an opinion, it has been tremendous. I jumped in listening to the other brother. All right, so I play the balance. I try to be the balance. I try to be objective. I personally think there's a lot of things that is going on now. Number one, I do believe, first of all, Kanye is entitled to his opinion.
True.
You can't take that away. He can say whatever he wants to say. If he feels that slavery to him it's what he said, then he's entitled to that.
Facts.
I understand people getting upset in the uproar over that. But I'm going to be fair about it. Just the same way, there are those that feel as if though the national anthem should be respected. And there's others that say, screw the national anthem because of what happened to Colin Kaepernick. We are in a country based upon opinions, whether you like them or not. But I do want to say this about Kanye. I think he's intelligent enough that I think he understands in certain level of people, especially when they've been out as long as they have been. I personally think this is a way to get his name into the thing, because he's definitely got a lot of projects coming out, whether good or bad, and we know this, publicity counts in entertainment, whether good or bad. So I believe he also is kind of loose upstairs in the head, but we should be able to forgive him, because if we truly are what we say we are as black people, our race and our culture entitles forgiveness. So what I'm more upset about is why do we have Daz Dillinger going on trying to get the Crips to hurt this man?
That's crazy.
Which someone out there will do that. If he goes to California, they would try to get at him. Now, all I'm saying is this. Everything has been great points, but I think we need to have a little forgiveness. If you're upset at him, you need to look at him and kind of say, whoa, okay, let's teach this brother, get him right, and make it happen. If you're on the other side of the fence and you agree with him, hey, you're entitled to that. But it's not going to change how I feel about slavery and what I teach the kids in my life about slavery. We have to kind of just forgive him, I think, and move forward. That's just all I want to say. I can't be mad at him. And if you want to go against him, don't buy his projects.
But you know what?
That's all. We always say that. Go ahead.
But you know what? No, I agree. I agree with you 300%, bro. Do I think he needs to be forgiven? Yes. But do I think we need to address the idiotic thing that he said? Because I still believe it's very ignorant to say that on the platform that he said it on. All right. Do I think we need to address that? Yes, we need to address that, because you do have some people out there, as we see already, that believes exactly what he just said, right? And and they are now doing their research to find all these justifications. Yeah, he's right. And then you got a whole slew of Caucasian Americans that's pumping their fists now saying, Kanye. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you make a statement like that, it's like, be prepared for the consequences. So yes, forgive him.
Now,
yes.
Can I add one last thing too? Let me just say from my perspective what I think Kanye was trying to say. Forgive me if you guys already covered this. I just started tuning to the show because I just put it on. In my mind, after hearing what he said, I think what Kanye really was trying to address is the fact that, much like what we have said before, it's time for action. I kind of feel he minimized what has happened in the past with slavery and is saying, why are we going through the same things? I think he was trying to say that, but the way it came out, he basically is saying us here in the future or right now, we have an opportunity to make something happen or make it different for black people in the year 2018. And a lot of times, we must admit this, we do a lot of talking. Yeah. Talk. We know all of the history. We know all the names. We know all of the Jim Crows. We know all of the rules. But we still are in the same thing. We're still in the same place. And I think that's what he was trying to say. Did it come out messed up the way he said it? He belittled it. He made it seem like slavery wasn't jack ball diddly squat. It wasn't shit, excuse my language. But I don't really believe he meant it that way. And Kanye, as we know, is a loose cannon. But it also adds, he's not loose enough to be stupid. He's part of a money machine. I think Brother Tim called it. The machine is the machine. He's got projects coming out. He's married to one of the richest families in Hollywood now. And let's keep it real. They're white. So they could have sat and schemed this whole thing up for all I know. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know. But go ahead.
Check this out. They all about listen, they're all about glorifying their brand. So I don't even think the Kardashians, are like rocking with this. I'm quite sure they're like, whoa, wait a minute. Fair. You know what I'm saying? Damage control. Damage control, you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to blemish their brand in any type of way no more than it's already blemished or tarnished or whatever. So do I think it's a marketing ploy? No, it was a marketing ploy to go on TMZ from the jump. So that's marketing right there. Let me go on TMZ. Let me tell people my story. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for that sympathy thing. I was addicted to opioids, that I had liposuction because the pressure of social media, and they teasing me and they saying I'm getting fat, this and that. So I got this liposuction. I'm addicted to drugs, this and that. Now, when he goes totally left about his support for Trump. Now everybody knows when you start talking about rocking with Trump, that's a touchy subject from the door. All right, so now because he decided to touch on that subject about Trump, and that's my man, I love him. We all loved him before he was president and all this or whatever like that. He's trying to justify, the fact that he rocks with Trump. His wife doesn't. All right, she made it clear. I don't share his views when it comes to Trump. So now that he gets on there and says we need to let this go, we all need to love each other, kumbaya, white people, black people, all of us come together. 400 years of slavery. That was a choice. Let it go. It's not. So by making a statement like that, all right, and he's rambling. We know how it is when you rambling. We know how it is when we doing the show. We only as good as our next thought. I'm keeping it 100.
True.
So now, he's like, oh snap. And this is why he runs over to the brother. If I hurt you, I'm sorry. Because then now he has to think about, what the hell did I just say?
Agreed. Well, let me ask you this question. And this question is coming from me. Everybody on this panel knows me, Smooth P. So the statement that we all need to come together, is that a wrong statement? That we all need to come together? That's not
wrong. That wasn't wrong.
I'm just saying, but that's part. I mean, because
that's the concentration.
Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's the problem that we've always had, that we have now, is the divide. And I get it. Some say, no, that's the only way for us to survive. If we all came together as human beings and not white people, black people, Asian people, like stop putting the label on each other. Because if you turn out the lights, right? If we turn on the lights and 100 of us packed into this studio and we started talking and just having conversation, nobody would know what anybody was until we turned the lights on. So a white man could be standing next to an Asian man having an intelligent conversation. A black man could be standing next to a white woman about having like nobody would know anything until you turned on the lights. And then all of a sudden, it'd be like, oh, I don't believe I'm talking to you. You're stupid.
Agreed.
No.
Now let me interject one thing. I'm with you on that. And it's sad, but that's not the reality of it. Let me just give you a quick example. Even though we're colored, we all got different. Our cultures are different. It just is what it is. Like I'm not trying to be funny.
But you wouldn't know that in the dark.
The way we cook food. No. But feel me on this. The way we cook food. And that's what I'm saying. The reality of it is what it is. The problem is learning to adapt and accept other people for their culture. That's what the whole thing comes with. Like, and let me say this. Right now on American Idol, I don't watch it, but my wife does, right? I'm going to give you a perfect example. They used to have people voting, the people that was there was voting, correct?
Yes.
Now, they got the country voting,
yes.
Okay? The whole country can call in. There was this, and I'm keeping it real, there was a pop girl, typical pop, she was singing, and there's a black man on there that can sing his ass off. Lionel Richie. The great Lionel Richie is one of the judges. I'm sitting there laughing. He was basically, this black dude had him in tears. Like, as far as he was that good. But he even said it. America, you're wrong on this. Because America, who is majority of the Caucasian, we know that, would not vote for the black guy. Now, is that racist? I'm not saying no. You got your titled opinion of what is what. But the truth is, talent-wise, you got someone like Lionel Richie saying, this dude should be on here. And deep down inside, he probably would have said, "This other girl, get her out of here. This guy got talent." But it is what it is.
That just makes my statement I just made more relevant. That's what I'm saying. People are afraid of what they don't know. But that's my thing. In the dark, everybody is the same. And if on the inside, everybody bleeds the same. Everybody put their pants on the same. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I get it, the divide. And I get it that we feel as a people that's the only way that we're going to win is if black people all just come together and white people all come together. And this one, no. If people all come together, all this shit would stop. We wouldn't be having this conversation. Period. And although, like I said, I get a lot of the stuff he's saying is crazy. Maybe at the end of the day, he's just willing to sacrifice. Maybe he's willing to be the sacrificial lamb, like you said, for us to be having this conversation. Because we know, especially with the things that he was saying and who he's saying he's aligning himself.
Because he's not stupid.
You see what happened to Chrisette Michele for just singing at this Joker's inauguration. She's pretty much blackballed in the industry for singing at his
inauguration. Let me ask you guys this.
Listen.
If it was Bill Clinton in office and he said he wanted to vote for Bill Clinton, would anybody be going through an uproar?
No, but listen.
Even if it was Bush or Reagan.
But hear me out,
would they been wilding?
No, I doubt it.
But hear me out, Chill. I'm going to say this to all the people, all the listeners. As a black man, as a black African-American man who owns a business or whatever, and I'm constantly in the news and in the media and researching and everything, and I see a lot of the injustices when it comes to us.
Yes.
There is nothing wrong. Yes. There is nothing wrong with loving yourself first. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself as a people first. So I love my people first, and there's nothing wrong with loving everyone else.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is we have to stop looking for and trying to embrace acceptance from the other people, other people in other cultures. Like it's like we try so hard, and once we make it, and this is why I'll never be that dude. I'll never be that dude that if you see me with $1 billion, that once I make it, I gotta find validation from Joe Caucasian. And no disrespect, I love everybody, but I don't need their validation to make me who I am. And when we try so hard and we bust our ass and we say things that we know that they're gonna like, it's gonna cater to them, and we do things that's gonna cater to them. And let me make this type of song because it's gonna cater to the other people and whatever. We gotta stop looking for acceptance, man.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? From others. You know what I'm saying? Be happy if y'all for rock with me and my culture rocks with me, I'm good. If the other people happen to gravitate towards what I'm doing and like it and accept it, great. but I'm not going to bust my ass to go out here looking for acceptance
for
those that have been my enemy.
And I agree.
For the longest time and whatever. And I always have to, okay, you're my enemy, you're not. With them, I have to, I don't know.
Like I said,
I don't know who's who.
I feel like I need to be a caller.
Listen, I gotta go. I'm gonna try to continue listening. But I love y'all. Y'all did a great job today.
Yeah.
And mayonnaise sandwiches for everybody on me. I love it. All right, later.
Later. But see, Stone, that's what I'm talking about. Because and like I said, you know me. Everybody here know me. I'm not looking for validation for nobody. But to me, at the end of the day, that is the problem. And nothing's wrong with loving yourself and your people, because I definitely do. But I think that's where the issue lies, is that everybody is just worried about loving their own people instead of all of us just loving people.
Yeah.
Like that is the root.
I love people. That's not the real world. That's not the real world we live in.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That is not the real world. That is the problem. The problem is that is not the real world. That is what the real world should be. That's what I'm saying.
Certain point in life, you get tired of sugarcoating it, man.
I don't sugarcoat.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm not
Okay.
saying you are, but you get tired of sugarcoating it, and I'm not going to run out there and try to be embraced.
No, not at all.
I got to get the others to love me just as well.
Not
No,
at
you
all.
either love me or you don't, for who I am and what I stand for, and that's it.
With everything that I know, right, about history, science, and everything, my humanity and the fact that I concentrate on that in my spirituality is what allows me to put one foot in front of the other. Because if I were not humane and I didn't believe in the humanity of all people, I would just snap. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
With what I know, with what I see done to my people on a daily basis, what my people do to themselves, what other people do to my people. That's one. So you guys talked about a lot of stuff. Let's get back to forgiveness. Black people are the most forgiving people in the world. I am not calling for the violence against Kanye, so miss me with that bull crap.
Absolutely.
You can lynch us, murder us, burn us, rape us, and before our body is in the ground, we got a prayer vigil talking about we forgive. You can smoke us in front of our wife and our kids, and before the news cycle is over, you got somebody telling me that I'm supposed to forgive.
Let's heal.
Okay, so how dare you mistake righteous indignation and my call for justice with the fact that I'm being a barbarian? Let me tell you something. Gone are the days when I'm going to sit idly by and watch you malign my people, disrespect my people. That's number one. Number two, I don't relate to my oppressor. I don't seek validation from my oppressor. I don't seek, I got to make sure to understand how my oppressor feels. Listen, before you can have anything else, you have to have equality, and it's not equal. Before we can have any conversation here, we have to have equality. If you step on my foot, I'm going to say ouch. You telling me I can't say ouch? How do I feel about it? How do I feel about that? It's very simple from my perspective. If you have a platform, use your platform correctly. Finally, everyone keeps telling me about how intelligent Kanye West is. He's a genius. He's so intelligent. He's so this. He's so that. How does he use his intelligence? You telling me maybe he didn't know what to say. Okay. Dr. Cornel West would have taught you. Dr. Boyce Watkins would have taught you. Farrakhan would have taught you. Joyce DeGruy Leary would have taught you. Dr. Griff would have taught you. BKS1. Why is it that when you offend your people and do wrong to your people, you plead forgiveness and ignorance, but when you're dealing with other people, you better make sure that every I is dotted and every T is crossed? You're not going to disrespect another group of people the way we're disrespected, and you think I'm stupid enough to fall for the okie doke? See, you know a lot about business, right? And about business deals and stuff like that, but you're not intelligent enough to know that you're insulting your own self. Why is it that we constantly support this behavior? Why do we love people that don't love us and support people that disrespect us just because they got money or color or just because they're in power? Why do we do that? Stop. If he isn't, if he's intelligent, then let him be intelligent. If you put a supposition out there into the world, then I'm going to counter with your supposition with intelligence. And on top of that, I'm going to be mad after I'm smart.
No doubt. Jay,
How
go
about
ahead.
that?
What's up?
Call in, Jay. 646-233-1302.
616-233-1302. We talking about Kanye.
Before you do, Jay speaking.
Kanye in his rants and everything, and yes, it's
no,
crazy.
I'm telling her to call it because she says she want to be a caller.
She don't want to get a word in.
But you know what? And it's funny. Let me try to read this.
Still cut you
off. No. But this is Spike Lee, right? Spike Lee's statement. I just want to
This
get.
is heavy.
Yeah, I know it's very heavy.
It's heavy, but we need to talk about it.
Yeah. So this
Thank
is
you, Kanye.
So let's read
Kanye.
what Spike Lee had to say
Okay.
in reference to Mr. West here.
Whew. Okay, he said, slavery, a choice, 3 question marks. My brother, our ancestors did not choose to be stolen from Mother Africa. Our ancestors, did not choose to be ripped of our religion, language, culture. Our ancestors did not choose to be murdered, lynched, castrated, raped, burned at the stake, families sold apart. Our ancestors built this country on land stolen from the Native Americans, from the ground up. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Norm's cord is in the way. From the ground up under the institution of slavery. Where is this brother in the picture next to me? 3 question marks. I would not be surprised if our ancestors are not pleased with your uneducated comments. P.S. Your retraction does not undo the harm you caused to our beloved ancestors.
Yes.
Wake up.
Yes.
Okay.
It's from Spike Lee.
Okay.
And let's read some comments,
Yes,
and then we're gonna move on.
It's a lot of comments in here. I
Salute to
don't
everybody.
even know if I can read all of them because they basically are mixed in their views. Someone said applaud. Deborah Holland. She said applaud brother Dawood Jeffries. Danielle Spencer. I haven't heard from Cornell or Tavis since 45 has been in office, but they couldn't shut up when Obama was president. Question mark. Why? Okay.
Facts. Yeah.
Now, someone named Ty Williams, he said, tell him, well, he had put something in there, and it was, I wanted to just speak on this because this was something that you said, that you forget.
Ty
him,
Williams, that's she.
Right? That's a she, excuse me, I'm sorry. That you said you do forgive him. And both of us had the same question. We said, okay, everyone's saying, okay, forgive him, maybe the ignorance or whatever. Now, if this had come from another complexion, would we forgive? Would we forgive?
Absolutely not.
We would be
And,
burning
super
stuff
uproar.
down,
Yeah.
flipping cars over.
Facts.
What? I'm just being honest
truth. It's
because
facts. That's all
that's what
facts.
we would do. Now, because it's Kanye, we want to say, which I think we all should do. We should pray for him first and foremost. Pray that he be delivered from whatever is going on in his mind, because clearly he's not thinking right. Listen, sometimes even when you get off drugs, that it's still in your system.
Yep.
Do you know
Okay.
that when you get anesthesia and you go in for a procedure, anesthesia is still in your system from
Yes.
6 to 8 months,
Yeah.
and it's been proven.
Yeah.
You can check your hair follicles. So he's on barbiturates, opioid, whatever he's taking. And he might be delivered from popping them, but they're still in his system.
Yeah.
So he got a lot going on in his mind. And ever since his mother, God rest her soul, passed away, he ain't been right.
Nah.
I'm just saying. And we need to pray for him. Instead of, jumping on a bandwagon, don't buy none of this stuff. Half of us don't buy his stuff anyway because we can't afford no $600 sneakers. And like you said earlier, half of us haven't bought an album or a CD and God knows when.
Yeah, cut it out.
Because we getting
Since
them
the
from
Chronic.
our friends. We're downloading them from all these venues. So we don't buy music anyway.
We
Let's
already
just
boycott
be
that.
real.
We've
okay?
been stolen. Now we stealing.
Hello.
Black man don't buy no music.
Thank you.
Stolen? Now we stealing.
Thank you.
barely
We
go to the
bootleg
movies.
everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So let's
reparations.
just be real about it.
Reparations,
We
fam.
ain't buying his music anyway.
No, we're not.
So
Or
let's
his clothes.
and his clothes.
So we're
someone
not
even
gonna
said
bother
it in the
him.
chat. We don't wear his stuff because
No,
it
we
ain't
don't.
made for us. First of all, I could rip up my own clothes.
And
Thank
those
you very
niggas is
much.
uncomfortable as hell, too.
Okay.
But he
And
was making slave clothes, so maybe he been thinking about this for a minute.
You have a point. You have a point.
We wasn't wearing
so
it, though.
you understand what I'm saying? So I do. I just think we need to pray for him first before we start bashing him. And listen, his mindset is not the mindset of all of us as a people. This is his opinion, and even if his facts are a little like crazy, those are his facts. That's his mind. He needs to deal with those demons inside, and we need to pray for him. And then you say forgive him. We need to pray for him first, and then maybe we can start the healing process from what he said, because he clearly is on another level. That's all I'm saying.
So check this out. When you're a celebrity, right?
Somebody said blame it on the dope.
So check this out.
And we're gonna read Wendell Pierce's comments. Go ahead.
Just an aside. OJ or Bill. Just a second. When you leave your people, bad things happen to you.
Oh,
carry on. When you go, I'm not black, I'm OJ. I'm Bill Cosby. Start castigating your people and stuff like that.
Always.
When you move away from your people and go to La La Land, Calabasas.
Oh. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, well.
When your people no longer protect you,
yeah,
you right. You right. I am going to pray for that, bro. I swear to God, even though I disagree with him. When you remove a popular black man from his people, they don't live long.
Oh, okay.
What Wendell said.
Or they may
bad choices.
They may live long, but
they
they
bad
suffer
choices.
during the process.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess he figured he could lose money from that because, like I said, he's married to Kim.
He's not going to lose money. He's going to gain more money.
I'm sorry to say this. This is not Kim's fault. So we're going to stop.
All money ain't good money.
No,
Kim is right
we're
on
going to
this
stop blaming Kim.
No,
we're
I'm not blaming. I'm saying
I'm just saying in general.
Kim
We're
is
going
right
to
this
stop
time.
blaming the Kardashians because she ain't rocking with none of this nonsense.
She's
And
not.
at the end
She's
of the
not.
day,
This is on him.
she has black children.
Yes.
Period.
Black men.
Yep.
She has black children.
Yes, she
so
does.
she ain't rocking with none of this.
She's not.
Okay? So
You right.
let's just keep her out of this because she ain't speaking for him. He's
Right.
speaking for himself.
Yes, ma'am.
She is like, I ain't with the program,
Yes,
period.
ma'am.
But no one, like you said, can control him. He need to get a different camp. He need to have some of them aunties and uncles that are in his family, and they need to wrangle him and grab him and shake him a few times. Like you doing somebody, the little kids. What are you doing? You understand?
Let me try to take this call.
Yes.
Caller from the 786. State your name when you're calling from. You're on the Man Cave Show. What's up?
Yeah, I'm calling from Miami, bro.
Hey,
Welcome.
good morning.
Good morning.
Okay,
Welcome
good
to the show.
afternoon.
Miami.
Welcome.
I want to say something for us that we don't kind of believe in a lot of as black people, but I believe it's somebody with a teacup tapping it on that boy head for real, man. Somebody is standing in the room with a teacup just tapping it, sending him to the sunken place.
Yeah, say he in the sunken place. Norm said he was in the
Okay.
sunken place.
Yeah,
Norm said he was in
I
the
agree
sunken
with you
place.
300%, man.
Yeah, no
A
doubt.
lot of us black people don't believe in mind control, but I'm going to
That's
take
real.
it away from just being a fanatic, crazy mind control and tell you what you experienced in the military. When you're in the military and you run up and down those hills and you run all those drills, they have you sing certain cadences.
Yes.
And the cadence not just to keep the rhythm.
Yes.
It's to keep your mind right because the easiest form of brainwashing is repetition.
Yes.
They have you sing a cadence. The cadence
Yes.
is one of the cadences I sung for 12 years, bro, was shoot him in the head, shoot him in the head, reload, and shoot him again.
Wow.
After you shoot somebody in the head 3 times, they ought to be dead. But you still got to give them that extra shot at the
Yes,
end
sir.
just to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And what's your name again, brother?
My name's Mac.
Thank you.
We
Appreciate
appreciate
you,
you calling in,
Thank
man.
you, bro.
And you
Bring
calling
it
in from
back.
Miami?
Miami, my favorite place.
All the way from Miami, man.
Respect.
Man, listen.
Thank
Salute.
you so
Appreciate
much.
you, bro.
What he said.
But
What
you know
he
what?
said.
What Mac said is
goes,
real.
That goes back to what I was saying though. After the show, because it's too late to probably pull it up now. I want you guys to pull up the clip of him on Ellen DeGeneres. You got to look at it. That's what it looked like. It
MK
looked
Ultra,
like
baby.
he was under mind control,
Yeah,
and he did,
He's-
and he didn't. You know, his brain didn't know how to react.
Right.
Oh my
And
gosh.
literally, you got to look at it. You got to watch it.
No, that's the truth.
His brain was trying to
the
process
truth.
what was going on, and it just went into a fail safe. And his fail safe was, yeah, he's in the motherfucking house. Yeah, and the crowd, like, that's what he did in the middle of the. And Ellen's looking at him like, is this joker serious? Like, she's asking simple questions like,
black people do take 5 minutes as black people and actually start to look into mind control.
Yes.
This ain't some shit they just started yesterday.
Do me-
They've been
not
doing
at
this since the 20s.
Do me a favor.
They've been doing this since way World War One.
Do
World
me
War
a
II,
favor.
they've been doing this shit.
Do
They
me a favor.
perfected it.
Yes,
It
sir.
is there.
Do your
But you
Googles
don't believe
on-
it because you think everybody's like, oh, oh, he's a, crazy guy that's talking this stuff. No, this shit is real.
It is real.
I don't know if I can I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Real.
Well, Mac, look, we appreciate you, bro, for calling in, man, to the Man Cave Show. God bless.
Please.
Y'all have a good day, man.
Good day, brother. Do your Googles on Project Monarch.
Yeah.
And MK Mind Control.
You got
Project Monarch and MK Mind Control.
You got to
MK
check
Ultra.
that out though, because that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, yo, they got him. I'm like, you had to
like
see it. Like
literally,
he's sitting there like she's asking him a question. He just freezes up like this.
Yeah, that's true.
And she asks him again.
And there are a lot of celebrities.
And he's like,
but that could be like what Jackie said too. The drugs still in the system too. We're gonna read this comment from actor Wendell Pierce. Y'all know actor Wendell Pierce, and this is what he had to say. Shout out to Shalice Killer Miller on the check-in for telling us to go check it out. So here it is. All right. So let's read what Wendell Pierce said.
It is clear that Kanye West is being sensational for the sake of publicity. I could care less about that, but for you to use the murder and the Holocaust of slavery for your own self aggrandizement. Say that. Did I say that right?
Aggrandizement.
Okay, thank you. Is at the core of your vile appeasement of white supremacists.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's what I said. You trying to embrace the enemy, bro. It's like you trying to make them happy.
Kanye, tell him slavery wasn't real.
And it's like that's what it really upsets me the most and disappoints me the most. But wow. It's almost that time, and shout out to everybody, man, that's been listening today on the Man Cave Morning Show.
Yes, sir.
We really appreciate you guys. We appreciate you calling in. We appreciate all of your messages that we were unable to read because the show was just so heated, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt. Shout out to all the callers too that called in. Now we're back to our Hot or Not.
Yes.
The Hot or Not is when artists from all over the country or any part in the world, they can send us their music. We don't care what music genre it is. You can send your music right here on the Man Cave Morning Show, WBKS1. All right, and we will play it for the people. So you could be the judge and say whether it's hot or not.
Yes.
If it's hot, it's going to go in our regular rotation. If it's not, goodbye, we're deleting it. Just keeping it 100. So this artist's name is A.I. Jones. The artist's name is A.I. Jones, and the name of the song. And please, when you send your music and you send something to us, put the name of the song, the correct artist name, and all that. We want the correct information.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So this is artist A.I. Jones, and let us know whether you feel this is hot or not. You be the judge. And here's the song.
A night like any night, I'm in here watching, checking out the room. See, I've been around the world and I see myself a dime or two. Suddenly you came along, turned the club inside out without explanation. And every look was on you strong as I walked up to you, girl, no hesitation. Cause I ain't seen nothing like you. It's true, I've seen the world, but I can't lie. Yeah, girl, you so beautiful to every eye. You put a spell on me, and I tell you why you universal. Pick any continent, country, city, she can make any man go. And in the darkness, she's a sparkle work of art, just like Van Gogh. Yeah. No matter how you do your hair, it don't matter what you wear, you make it work, babe. Yeah. Might even have to tone it down, slow it down, cause you could drive them crazy. Cause they ain't seen nothing like you. It's true, I've seen the world, but I can't lie. Girl, you so beautiful to every eye. You put a spell on me, and I tell you why you universal. Cause I ain't never seen nothing like you. It's true, I've seen the world, but I can't lie. Girl, you ain't nothing like you.
Yeah, I like that. I
You can rock that again. You can rock it again.
All right, all right.
I like it.
Let's clap that up again.
Yes.
Okay.
Fire.
So what y'all think? Hot or not? Someone said lukewarm.
All right.
Oh, wow. Really?
So we either need a hot or not.
Okay, Mac Love said hot.
Hot.
Sandy B, she said hot. Danielle Spencer, she said hot. They're coming in. Okay, Denise Barrow, she said I like.
Yeah.
So that's a hot.
It's a nice
So
summer
that's
song.
hot.
All right.
Yeah, it's a nice summer.
I'll put that in my
Yeah.
DJ rotation.
Yeah, and it was put together nice.
Yeah,
Like
I would definitely rock that.
tracks,
Yeah.
the vocals, that was like
It was tight, right, P?
Yeah, that was
I
tight.
understood everything, and
Yeah.
just the music alone, the beat was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Because when it first came on, I heard Chris Brown. You said Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Then everybody else is coming in and they saying MJ.
Right.
Michael Jackson. Yeah. So Kenny Johnson, she said hot. Dawn L. Forte, she said hot. Ty Williams, it's a little busy. Rattlesnakes, triangles, torpedoes and whistles. But I give it a hot.
What the?
Was that a hot time? Jesus Christ.
That was
what's
a
that?
lot going on.
Crestals, a hot. Yeah. Okay. D hot. All right.
Okay.
And Kurt Donnell. It's okay.
All right, no doubt. So
Wow.
look,
Okay.
if you know an artist, we don't care what music genre, whether it's gospel, hip hop, R&B, jazz, country, house music, whatever genre, they can send their music to send it to us at mcms@bks1radio.com. That's mcms@bks1radio.com for the Man Cave Morning Show. For the Hot or Not segment, we don't care what genre of music, all right? So send that music, and we will give you some exposure on the Man Cave Morning Show.
Okay.
So,
who was that who just sang that? Because someone wants to know. It was I.A. Jones, right?
A.I. Jones.
A.I. Jones.
A.I. Jones.
Big up. Respect.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So follow him, look him up. I wish they would sent me the name of the song.
Yeah.
I think it's called Universal though.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's called Universal.
Okay. The name. Okay.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right.
So remember, we here every Monday through Friday.
And sometimes Saturday.
Maybe
There you go.
Yes.
6-day work.
Shout out to everybody that was watching us live today on YouTube.
Yes.
This show will be able for you to review it again, watch it again. You can listen to it again, either
Share
right
it
here on
out.
Facebook or on YouTube. Share it out for somebody that may
Yes,
have
sir. Hit
missed
that
it.
share, that
Yes.
subscribe.
Yes. Shout out to everybody on Twitter watching us live. Shout out to everybody on Periscope watching
Yes.
us live.
Bam.
Ustream watching us live.
Bam.
The mother site, WBKS1.com watching
Bam,
us
bam.
live. Those that's just listening to us on the TuneIn app.
Respect.
Make sure you download the TuneIn app because after our show is done, there's great music all throughout the day on WBKS1.com. So
Yes.
download that TuneIn app. It's free, people.
Yes.
And you get to listen
Yes.
to radio stations from all across the country. But guess who's on there? WBKS1, BKS1 Radio. So
Yes,
make
sir.
sure
Right. Black Excellence, baby.
y'all go do that and everything. This was a great conversation today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very eye-opening. A lot of different opinions, a lot of different views.
People calling from all over also.
Yes,
Yes.
people calling from all over the country. And just remember, we always can agree
Yeah,
to disagree.
disagree.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yes.
Because remember, this show is never about us.
Nope.
It's always about you.
Because
you
you
are
are the next best kept secret.
secret.
And we out of here. Smooth P, take us out. man.
Wakanda. Bang, bang.
Love y'all, man. One love. Peace and blessings.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later. Hey, I'm the queen of comedy, some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
Storming on. This is George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS.